Grand Rising Hustlers. It's your girl Raji, the pretty hustler, and I'd like to welcome you to my podcast. And today, this is going to be a full episode, so it's going to be a little bit of coffee and blunts, and then a little bit of just hustle activity, and getting some knowledge. But first, real quick, I want to ask you guys to please follow me on my social media, which is going to be Instagram at The Real Pretty Hustler. Follow my spa, The Pretty Hustler Atlanta. And join my email list under theprettyhustler.com, which is my website. Yes, thank you so much. So, last week we spoke about finding your purpose and um, just getting to know yourself so that you can basically align with what it is that you should be doing. Today, I want to talk to you guys about what to do when you have more than one hustle. Um, that's a big thing for a lot of freelancers, a lot of hustlers, a lot of small business owners. They have a need or a want to pursue multiple hustles. And I just want to be the first to say there is nothing wrong with that. I feel like people take that quote, jack of many trades, master of none, or Jill of many trades, master of none, like in a negative way. I think that you should just look at it like, oh, well, let me go ahead and master all this stuff. 10,000 hours of work is when one is considered a master. So get to work. um, I definitely believe in having a specialty. I will say that, but I definitely don't think a person can have a specialty in many things. Like I said, 10,000 hours of work makes you a master, period, point blank. So basically, how do you pick when you have multiple talents and things that you want to pursue in the industry? Like, okay, so the first thing is finding your why. When you find your why, you begin to build a vessel for things that come to you naturally. Um, it shouldn't be forced. Anything forced is out of alignment with what you should be doing. And even if you are mildly successful, um, it will also determine on what you consider success, the inner work and the outer work. So definitely want to focus on your why. Definitely want to make sure that you are picking things that, or not even picking, or allowing things to speak to you that don't feel forced. So let's just say you are interested in beauty, you're interested in interior design, you're interested in cooking. Um, you have a need to service people. That's kind of the purpose, if you want to look at that. And you're adding those things on, in my opinion, starting at the foundation of what is your strongest thing of the moment, your strongest thing of the moment. Also looking at it as a goal of what the overall purpose is and the steps leading you up to that, the overall why, you know. So, okay, at the end of the day, I want to get to this point, but I do realize in order for me to get to this point, I got to get to this point and to this point. I'm gonna say look at it as in a series of trainings, even if you want to. Like, okay, to get to this ultimate place, I have to train through this and go through that. Like, I look at all my little side hustles and jobs over time as things preparing me to deal with the life path that I'm on now as far as my hustle goes. So I would structure it like that. What are the things that you've taken the time to get certified in? What are the things that you've taken the time to take classes or go to college, or you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the first thing. Of course, yes, you can survive off your natural talent. However, without structure, that's only gonna take you so far. Without some type of idea as to how you're gonna formulate that overall goal, it's gonna be hard. Not hard, but challenging. You round the race course many times until you finally get it. So yeah, I would definitely in an ode to business at the end of the day, in an ode to being a successful entrepreneur. In the sense of the word, I would structure it first around what comes natural, what I've taken the time to train in. That's how I would pick. And as I, got knowledge in other things, like let's just say, okay, you for my life experience, I did hair. Okay, so now no, actually I started off in makeup, art period. So it was always about the art for me. It's always going to be about servicing my community and my peers in art in any type, way, shape, or form. That's my why. Um, I have other whys, but that's the why for the hustle. And then I will go off into saying just, oh, the long term goal is to have an art gallery. That's way, way, way. But I know it's there. I know it will create avenues, um, and it's just something I'm kind of like, oh, I have an idea, but I'll continue to educate myself in it. Immediately, though, I have my cosmetology license, I have my high school diploma, I have my degree. So immediately, I'm going to start a business in something that I was passionate about at the time when I phased out of that. Um, I went back to my first love of makeup and then just added in esthetician work. But again, pulling from something that I am knowledgeable in, that I'm usually, that I have done the work for, and that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about servicing people. I'm passionate about beauty, um, routine. I'm passionate about self care. Let me say that. Yeah, and I'm girly for all senses of the words where that goes. I love a good lip gloss. So that's why I know. Yeah, I could do this. That's why I picked that up. And me just getting trained, that just showed spirit my commitment in it. So this is gonna allow me to build on other things, and then from there you just work out. Like, okay, I'll just throw this little side hustle of real estate, or I'll just throw. There are different ways. You don't have to actually be a real estate agent to get into real estate. There are different ways to do that. Um, and maybe I'll choose a way that's less time consuming, because while I do want to create generational wealth, I want to do it in a way that, you know, doesn't interfere with my daily process of what I'm really passionate about. Um, but like I said, that's where you choose levels and you delegate, and sometimes you just have a vision. Sometimes it's just a vision that needs to be executed. And again, this is why you delegate. So get those goals or those hustles down and break them down one by one. Look at them realistically and look at them from your spirit. And when I say realistically, I mean like not that you just want to do it, but that you're going to get up and do it. Now, um, the flip. When you're flipping your hustles, like I said, I will always say start with the thing that you're most knowledgeable about. Always factoring in budget and price and financials and building on that. You got to have a goal in order for you to even decide what point, because at some point that's not your ultimate thing. If that's not your end all be all, which I'm sure for many of you it's not, then you need an exit plan. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck. So definitely be knowledgeable, flipping one business into the other business, moving in and out of them. It's investing bit by bit, taking your time. It is a journey. It's not a race. It's a journey of fulfillment and service. So, dealing with unsupportive friends and family is like, oh my God, because the first thing you hear is, oh my God, you can't do all that. Oh my God, you don't know what you want. That's the devil. I'm just gonna say it for that. That's the devil. Um, if it's support without a valid suggestion, if it's just support of, if it's not real support with action, it's just them giving their opinion. Just gonna keep it real. When you should indeed be praying and listening to God. So you have to block that out and stand firm and just know that you're working towards these things. And show with action. Show with action. Be accountable for yourself at the end of the day and show with action. Down the road, they will support. Down the road, they will pass along the word. You can't be concerning yourself with that type of thing after so long. Once you realize that, you know, it, they don't have that same idea for you, or they're not supportive of your vision, sometimes it's just time to step away, and not in a way of like not showing love, but just in a way of that part. You got to know where to put people. You got to know where to meet them so that you can be at peace. Um, so if you have a job and you are doing a 9 to 5 or like a legitimate where you're reporting to somebody else, a lot of people want to know, when do I leave and how? Definitely have a plan. When I decided to leave, I had a plan. Um, I always knew I was building behind the scenes. I was building my clientele and just being real. You are what you give 100% of yourself to. So I just had to decide one day. Most of us, I'm pushed out forcibly into the field at times because I'm resistant to what spirit tells me to do. But at this particular time, after so long, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna try it out. And I did, and I'm so grateful that I did. So definitely prepare. If you know in your spirit that it's something you want to do, take your time and plan it out. Be accountable. Put your money away. Plan your exit. Um, I think that part should be longer, honestly. I think that part should be a show all on its own. Because I did several things when I got ready to go. Um, Build my clientele. I made sure I had income supporting me that moved while it was still, I knew it was coming, but I didn't have to be around to get it. Or I only had to show up a little bit. That way I could dedicate my time to other things that I really wanted to do. I always have my hands in other money. I I always would use that I always had a jump start some way somehow. Um, I would jump start and move into it. Along the lines, I have made mistakes like everybody, but to start off, the plan is the plan, and whenever I veer off, I return to that. I return to flipping. I return to believing more in myself and hustling my own shit. I return to the foundation of the thing. I search for my why. So when it's time to leave, basically you'll know. You'll know when it's time to say bye side hustle, hey full time hustle. I've been full time hustling without another job on the side or freelancing somewhere else for about 5 or 6 years now. I was doing it on the side up until then. I've always done something else other than clock in. So, yes. So, in essence, I hope this lends you guys some clarification on what you would do if you did, have multiple passions and how you go about pursuing those passions. In my own opinion, also, I think, hell, the more passions you have, the better.